Good morning, students. We'll continue our second lesson of political science, and today we'll read about the accommodation in Belgium. Before that, let me recall. Yesterday we discussed about the power sharing lesson, in which we discussed about the ethnic composition of Belgium and Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, we saw the people were of various religion and language, but the government of Sri Lanka followed the majority form of government and they neglected the minority people, because of which there was a civil war in the country and so many disturbance. Now today we will discuss about the accommodation in Belgium. Already we discussed that Belgium is a small nation in Europe, and we have gone through the ethnic composition of Belgium. Today we will see how the officials or the Belgian people, they try to solve their problem, how they did accommodation of different language people in their country. The Belgian leader took a different path, not like Sri Lankan government. They recognize the existence of different culture and diversities. They saw that there are different culture people, different language, and there are various diversities. So between 1970s and 1993, 4 5 times they have amended their constitution till it was suitable for the people of the country. They wanted to make such a type of constitution where everyone would be able to live together within the same country. Everyone should enjoy the equal rights and liabilities. So, after framing the constitution, they adopted certain principles. The constitution prescribes that the number of Dutch and French speaking ministers shall be equal in number in the central government. That is, in the central government, though they may various in the population in various region, but in central government the number of ministers from both the community, Dutch and the French, they should be equal in number. This is due to reason that if any they are equal in number, no single community can make their own decision. I hope so you are understanding. If they are equal in number, then they cannot get majority unless and until both come together and have proper understanding and conclusion. So they cannot take alone any own decision. That is the main reason. Now, many powers of the central government have been given to the state government of the two regions. Central government powers were distributed to the state government of both the regions, Flemish and Wallonia. The state government are not subordinate to the central government. The state government, they were not under the control of the central government. They were independent, autonomous to take their own decisions. Brussels, the capital city of Belgium, had a separate government in which both the communities have equal representation. Again, in this, both the communities, they have equal number of ministers. Now, apart from this, apart from the central government and the state government, there was one more type of government existing in Belgium, and that was the community government. This community government is elected by the people belonging to one language and culture or community, you can say. Dutch, French and German speaking, these were the communities which were existing in Belgium. No matter where they were live, they can have their own community government, and this government has the power regarding cultural, educational, language related issues. Once again, I'll say this government had the right or the power regarding cultural, educational, and language related issues. Now, almost all European countries were very much inspired by the Belgian form of government, the way they have solved the problem, the way they divided the power among themselves. And this was the impact of the constitution of Belgium, that when many countries of Europe came together to form a European Union, European countries had their own unions. Now, when these unions were formed, Brussels was chosen as its headquarter, because unity in diversity. Because of that feature, Brussels was selected as the headquarter. Now, we have seen that yesterday we read about the power sharing and accommodation in Sri Lanka. Today we discuss about the accommodation in Belgium. Now, students, did you find any difference and similarities in both the countries, in Sri Lanka and Belgium, in the power sharing? Let us discuss that. First, let us discuss about the power sharing, that is similarity. Both the countries were democratic country. They adopted democratic principles. Another similarity was that in both the countries there were different type of language, people of different language, even different culture also. Now let us see the differences. Difference is that Sri Lanka, after forming the government on a democratic principle, gave importance to majoritarian, that is the majority language, community and religious people, that is Sinhala and Buddhist people. They neglected the minority completely, due to which there was misunderstanding between the government and the minority people, which resulted in the disturbance of peace and harmony, and a civil war broke out in Sri Lanka. But in Belgium, what happened? They discussed their problem. They framed their constitution in such a way that everyone has equal right. No one were neglected, either in the central government or the state government or at the community level. Now, another question arises. Why do power sharing is desirable? Is power sharing necessary or compulsory? So, here, if you say in a monarchy or a king rule, we may say it is not compulsory, it is not desirable, and it may not be allowed also. But if we talk about democratic countries, the country which are adopted the democratic principles, in such a country, power sharing is must, because the democracy itself says that it is a people rule. People must be involved in the power sharing or decision making. Now, first of all, I would like to say power sharing is a good because it helps to reduce the possibility of conflict between the social groups. Power sharing is very good because it reduces the conflict between various social groups in the society, in the country. Because if there is a conflict or violence, there will be political instability, and because of which the progress, the growth of the country will be affected. Again, imposing the will of the majority community over minority may look very good or attractive for a short span of time, but if you see for a long span of time, it is very dangerous for the unity of a nation, because whatever they may be in minority, but they may create certain disturbances, or they may create problem in the country which may affect the peace, harmony and development of the country. Now, the second reason is that power sharing is very much spirit of the democracy. If there is no power sharing, there is no democracy. A democratic rule must involve power sharing, because it reduces the conflict, it reduces the you can say chances of corruption, and everyone get chance, everyone get involved. So power sharing is very must in a democratic country. I hope so you all might have understood. That's all for today. We'll continue tomorrow.